Hello and welcome to Ladies and Gentlemen. Success is not something that just happens overnight. It's not a stroke of luck or some magic trick that catapults people to greatness. It's built slowly, steadily, and with relentless effort. There's no shortcut, no easy road, no elevator straight to the top. You have to climb step by step, and that climb demands sweat, perseverance, and a level of commitment that most people aren't willing to give. But that's exactly why success is reserved for those who are. The truth is, anything worth having requires work. Real work. The kind that tests you, that pushes you beyond your limits, that makes you question if you even have what it takes. And that's the point. Success isn't just about reaching a goal. It's about becoming the kind of person who refuses to quit, no matter how hard the journey gets. The people who make it, who really make it, aren't always the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to stop. They show up every day, put in the effort, and push forward when everything in them says to turn back. And let's be real, hard work isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's staying late when everyone else has gone home. It's sacrificing comfort, distractions, and even relationships that don't align with your vision. It's failing over and over again, but refusing to let failure define you. See, that's what most people don't understand. They look at success and think it's just about the final result. They admire the achievements, the awards, the recognition. But what they don't see is the grind that went into getting there. The nights spent studying while others were out having fun. The hours of practice when no one was watching. The rejection, the disappointment, the self-doubt. All of it part of the process, all of it necessary. And let's talk about pressure. Because when you're working towards something big, there will always be pressure. People will doubt you. Some will tell you it's impossible. Others will laugh at you for even trying. And sometimes the loudest doubter will be your own mind. But that's when you push harder. That's when you dig deeper. Because if you let the pressure break you, you weren't ready in the first place. Success isn't just about talent or opportunity. It's about resilience. It's about fighting for what you want when every part of you wants to quit. Now, some people are out there looking for shortcuts. They want the success without the struggle. They want the reward without the work. But here's the thing. You can't cheat the grind. You can't fake discipline. You might get lucky. You might catch a break, but luck will never sustain you. Only work will. Only discipline will. If you skip the process, you miss out on the growth. And if you miss out on the growth, you won't be ready when the opportunity finally comes. So the question is, are you willing to work for it? Are you willing to sacrifice, to struggle, to keep going even when it feels like nothing is working? Because if you are, then success isn't a matter of if. It's a matter of when. And when you get there, when you finally reach that level you worked so hard for, you won't just be grateful for the success. You'll be grateful for the journey. Because that's what made you. That's what shaped you. And that's what no one can ever take away from you. Failure is not the enemy. In fact, failure is one of the greatest teachers you'll ever have. See, too many people are afraid to fail. They treat it like it's the end of the road, like once they mess up, that's it. Game over. But that's not how success works. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every time you fail, you're being given a lesson, a test, an opportunity to grow. And if you pay attention, if you learn from it instead of running from it, you come back stronger, sharper, and better prepared for whatever comes next. The problem is, most people let failure define them instead of refine them. They fall down once, and instead of getting back up, they stay down. They convince themselves they're not good enough, that maybe they weren't meant for greatness after all. But the people who succeed, they see failure differently. They see it as proof that they're pushing themselves, that they're taking risks, that they're doing something that actually matters. If you never fail, it means you're not even trying. And if you're not trying, you'll never know how far you could have gone. Think about every great success story you've ever heard. You think those people never failed? You think they just woke up one day and had everything figured out? No, they failed repeatedly. They got rejected, they got knocked down, they made mistakes, but they kept going. They took those failures and turned them into fuel. They analyzed what went wrong, adjusted their approach, and went at it again with more wisdom and more determination than before. That's the difference. And let's be honest, failure is painful. It hurts. Nobody likes putting in effort only to come up short. Nobody enjoys falling flat on their face. But pain is temporary. Quitting is permanent. If you let failure stop you, then it wins. But if you use it, if you allow it to shape you, to humble you, to make you better, then you win. Because every failure carries a lesson, and every lesson brings you one step closer to the success you're chasing. You have to change the way you look at failure. Instead of seeing it as a reason to stop, see it as proof that you're on the right track. Because failure only happens when you're in the game. You can't fail if you're sitting on the sidelines, playing it safe, avoiding risk. The only way to guarantee failure is to never try at all. But if you're out there putting in the work, taking risks, and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, failure is inevitable. And that's a good thing, because every failure is progress. Every setback is part of the setup for your comeback. So the next time you fail, because you will, don't let it break you. Don't let it convince you that you're not capable. Instead, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Because if you can do that, if you can embrace failure as part of the journey, then nothing can stop you. Not rejection, not mistakes, not setbacks. You'll be unstoppable. Because success doesn't belong to the people who never fail. It belongs to the people who never quit. Talent might get you noticed, but discipline and consistency will take you all the way. It's easy to look at successful people and assume they just have some natural gift, some ability that sets them apart. But talent without discipline is wasted potential. And hard work without consistency is just effort that goes nowhere. If you want to achieve anything great, you can't rely on talent alone, and you can't work hard just when you feel like it. You have to be disciplined enough to show up every single day, put in the work, and push through, especially when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's hard, and especially when you don't feel like it. It's doing what needs to be done, even when nobody is watching. It's choosing growth over comfort, choosing long-term success over short-term pleasure. And it's not about massive, life-changing actions all the time. No, it's the small things, the daily habits, the little choices, the decisions you make when no one else is around. That's what adds up. That's what builds greatness. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can be motivated for a week. But what happens when the motivation fades? It will. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. You might wake up one day feeling inspired, ready to take on the world. And the next day, you might feel exhausted, discouraged, ready to quit. That's why you can't depend on motivation alone. That's why discipline matters more. Because discipline says, I'm going to do it anyway. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're frustrated, if things aren't happening as fast as you want them to. It says, show up, do the work, keep going. And when you stay consistent, something powerful happens. You start to separate yourself from the crowd. Because most people won't do it. Most people will make excuses. They'll wait for the right time. They'll quit when it gets tough. But the ones who stay consistent, the ones who keep pushing even when they don't see immediate results, those are the ones who make it. Because success is just a matter of time for those who refuse to stop. People love to talk about the dream, about the end goal, about what it's going to feel like when they finally make it. But the real question is, are you willing to do the work every single day, even when no one's clapping for you? Even when there's no reward in sight? Even when progress feels slow? Because that's what it takes. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency. It's not about how hard you go when you're excited. It's about how committed you stay when excitement wears off. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't isn't luck, and it isn't just talent. It's discipline. It's the ability to show up and do the work over and over again without shortcuts, without excuses, without needing to feel inspired. Because if you stay consistent long enough, if you keep putting in the effort day after day, success isn't a question of if. It's only a question of when. People love a good success story. They see the championships, the awards, the big moments that make headlines. They see the businesses that take off, the artists who become superstars, the leaders who change the world. And from the outside, it looks like it all happened overnight. Like one day, these people were just regular, unknown, struggling, then suddenly they made it. That's the illusion of overnight success. But that's all it is, an illusion. Because what people don't see is everything that happened before the breakthrough. They don't see the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices. They don't see the years of rejection, the failures, the moments of doubt. They don't see the grind, the discipline, the countless hours spent perfecting a craft, building something from nothing. They just see the moment when it all came together. But let me tell you something. Nothing great happens overnight. Every overnight success was years in the making. You look at an athlete winning a championship, what you don't see are the thousands of hours they spent training, the injuries, the setbacks, the moments when no one believed in them. You see an actor land the role of a lifetime, but you don't see the years of auditions, the doors that were slammed in their face, the times they wanted to give up but kept going anyway. You see a business become a huge success, but you don't see the failures, the late nights, the times they had no idea if it was going to work. And that's the problem. Too many people want the success without the struggle. They want the reward without the work. They want to be at the top without climbing the mountain. But there are no shortcuts. You can't skip the process. You can't cheat the journey. Because the process isn't just about getting there, it's about becoming the person who's ready for it when it happens. See, if you're not willing to put in the work, you won't be able to handle success, even if it comes. That's why people who get things too easily often lose them just as fast. Because they didn't build the habits, the discipline, the resilience it takes to sustain success. The process prepares you. Cruel. Struggle strengthens you. Every challenge, every setback, every long night, it's all shaping you into the kind of person who can handle the weight of success when it finally arrives. So stop looking for the easy way. Stop waiting for some magical moment when everything just falls into place. That moment doesn't exist. What exists is the work, the daily grind, the effort that no one sees. And if you commit to that, if you embrace the process, no matter how long it takes, then success won't just be possible. It will be inevitable. Because those who refuse to quit, those who stay patient, those who keep working even when no one is watching, they're the ones who eventually get their moment. And when they do, the world will call it an overnight success. But you'll know better. You'll know that success was earned, not given. You'll know that moment wasn't luck. It was the result of years of relentless effort. And that's the kind of success no one can ever take away from you. Success isn't about luck. It's not about being in the right place at the right time or hoping for some opportunity to magically land in your lap. Success is about skill. It's about mastery. It's about putting in the hours, the effort, and the focus to become so good at what you do that there's no way you can be ignored. Because in the end, talent alone won't get you there. Hard work, practice, and constant improvement will. Too many people want to succeed, but they're not willing to put in the time to actually get better. They talk about their dreams, about where they want to be, about what they deserve. But the question is, are they putting in the work to develop their skills? Are they studying? Are they practicing? Are they pushing themselves every single day to improve, even when no one is watching? Because success doesn't come to those who just want it. It comes to those who earn it. The difference between those who make it and those who don't isn't just effort, it's deliberate effort. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart, about refining your craft, about paying attention to the details that others overlook. It's about doing the little things consistently day after day until they add up to something great. And that takes time. That takes patience. That takes a willingness to fail, to learn, and to come back stronger. You have to approach your goals like a professional, no matter what field you're in. Whether it's sports, business, music, art, whatever it is, you have to train like the best. You have to study the greats, learn from them, break down what they do, and then put your own spin on it. You have to put in the kind of work that most people aren't willing to do, because that's what will separate you. That's what will set you apart. And here's the truth. No one is going to hand you mastery. No one is going to just give you success because you want it. You have to take it. You have to show up and put in the hours, even when you don't feel like it, even when progress feels slow, even when it feels like no one is noticing. Because every single day you commit to improving, you're moving forward, even if you can't see it yet. And when the moment comes, when the opportunity finally presents itself, you don't want to be the person who isn't ready. You don't want to look back and realize that you could have been great, but you didn't put in the work to develop the skills that greatness requires. You want to be prepared. You want to be the person who's been sharpening their craft, who's been refining their talent, who's been putting in the effort long before the world was watching. Because when you do that, success isn't a gamble. It's not about luck. It's just a matter of time. Hard work isn't just about success. It's not just about money, fame, or achievements. It's about who you become in the process. It builds something in you that can't be bought, something that can't be given. It has to be earned. It shapes your character. It teaches you discipline. And it gives you a sense of purpose that no shortcut could ever provide. See, when you truly work for something, when you put in the hours, make the sacrifices, and push through the struggles, you develop qualities that go far beyond just reaching a goal. You become reliable. You become responsible. You become the kind of person who doesn't back down in the face of challenges but steps up, who doesn't wait for things to be handed to them but goes out and makes them happen. That's what hard work does. It builds resilience. It builds patience. It builds strength. Not just physical strength, but mental, emotional, and even moral strength. Because let's be real, life is going to test you. It's going to throw obstacles in your way. It's going to make you question whether or not you have what it takes. And in those moments, your talent won't save you. Your dreams won't be enough. The only thing that will carry you through is your work ethic, your commitment, and your willingness to keep going no matter what. That's why hard work is so valuable, because it prepares you, it toughens you, and it makes sure that when life hits, you don't crumble. And it's not just about what you accomplish for yourself. It's about the example you set. When you work hard, when you show up every day and give your best, people notice. You inspire others, your family, your friends, even people you don't realize are watching. You become a person of integrity, a person others can count on, a person who leads not just with words, but with actions. That's what real success looks like, not just what you achieve, but the impact you leave behind. But that impact only comes if you commit to the process, if you embrace the struggle, if you understand that real growth happens when things are difficult. Because anyone can work hard when things are easy, when they're motivated, when everything is going their way. But true character is built in the tough times, and the moments when you have every reason to quit, but choose not to. That's where greatness is born. That's what separates the people who just dream from the people who actually do. So whatever you're chasing, whatever you're working toward, understand this. The real reward isn't just in the success. It's in the person you become along the way. And if you commit to that journey, if you put in the work, if you refuse to take shortcuts, then not only will you achieve what you set out to do, but you'll become someone that no setback, no failure, and no obstacle can ever break. At the end of the day, success isn't about luck, shortcuts, or natural talent alone. It's about the work. It's about showing up every single day, putting in the effort, and refusing to quit no matter how many times you fail. It's about understanding that failure isn't the end, it's a lesson. That discipline matters more than motivation. That overnight success is just years of hard work finally being recognized. It's about developing your skills, mastering your craft, and preparing yourself so that when opportunity comes, you're ready. And most importantly, it's about who you become in the process. Hard work builds resilience, character, and integrity. It teaches you patience, sacrifice, and responsibility. It turns you into the kind of person who doesn't just dream about success, but earns it step by step, day by day. So stop looking for an easy way. Stop waiting for things to just happen. Put in the work, stay consistent, push through the setbacks. Because if you do that, success isn't a question of if, it's only a matter of when. And when that moment comes, you'll know that you didn't just achieve something great. You became someone great.